All right, guys, have a very interesting story for you today. So you may not know this, but Legacy Gaming has a shorts channel where we basically cover breaking news, leaks, rumors, kind of stuff like that, where we talk about some of the things that could be on the horizon, maybe. And that's really the key today. As you can see, I've got an image of Sly Cooper in Infamous up on the screen, and that's really at the heart of the story that I want to talk to you guys about today. And it really all starts with this tweet by Jason Schreier from a user that no longer exists, and we'll get to that, called Account NGT. Now, Account NGT at the time, I think it was back in March, was talking about leaks for a brand new Sly Cooper and Infamous game. We actually made a couple short videos, again, on the Shorts channel, less than 3,000 subscribers, not a big deal, saying, hey, this stuff is out there. But I like to always point out that while we're not a journalistic, channel or whatever outlet, we do always say, hey, take this with a grain of salt. This is a leak. It could not be true. And this has spiraled kind of crazy off of this one account. We see stuff like, I think it's Screen Rant here, posted a full-blown article about Sly Cooper and Infamous, all based on that tweet. Now, you don't see any news of this anywhere in the first section. I don't even know if Account NGT was quoted in this. But it just goes to show you how insane the video game news cycle kind of can be, especially when it's regarding a leak or a rumor about something that is completely out there. In this case, we haven't heard about a Sly Cooper game in forever. So for that one tweet from this person that gets circulated a little bit, now it's getting picked up by media outlets. And Screen Rant is not a video game exclusive outlet, right? They do a ton of other stuff. So just going to show you how one tweet can spiral to the end game, which is this, pretty big website outlet. Now, the funny thing is, Jason Schreier posted this March tweet, as you can see here, March 2nd, about corroborating that Sly Cooper was a thing. Well, the second thing is yesterday on July 1st, Sucker Punch came out and says there's no way this is true, right? We're not working on Sly Cooper. We're not working on an Infamous game. And I thought this was kind of hilarious. Now, we have been using Account NGT stuff on the Shorts channel. Again, we always try and say, no, not we try. We always say, take this with a grain of salt. Remember, it's just a leak, something like that. I do have to say that because that's important to me as somebody who had 10 plus years in the news landscape. You don't run on a leak. You just make it very clear that this is a leak, right? And that you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I digress. So Sucker Punch says, no Infamous, no Sly Cooper. And then all of a sudden, boom, Account NGT, account doesn't exist anymore. His cover's blown. He's a fraud, whatever. Now, I did a little bit of, scrolling through in the comments over here and actually found this Twitter long from him yesterday. And I'm going to read this one because I thought it was pretty interesting. This is supposedly from Account NGT. It says, yesterday, Sucker Punch Productions made a statement, quote, with our focus on our current project, we have no plans to revisit Infamous or Sly Cooper right now, and no other studio is currently working on a project related to those franchises either. These characters are very special and near and dear to our hearts, so while we never say never to reopening those doors down the road, for now, there are no Infamous or Sly Cooper games in development. So, okay, that was the tweet from Sucker Punch. And basically, Account NGT goes on to say, first of all, I wanted to talk about Infamous and Sly. In March, I made a tweet saying that I corroborated the rumors. It wasn't crap. I did it myself. A source came to me, gave me ways to trust him, and gave me other information, including the delay of Forspoken, new Hogwarts Legacy reveal in March, the fact that there wasn't any PlayStation showcase until September, and a few other things I hadn't said publicly. I do think he is a reliable source that has reliable sources, that's just proxies. Although Sly and Infamous have been officially confirmed as false, if Sucker Punch is not lying. For Sly, he told me that he was confident and promised me that it existed and that an announcement would be made soon, weeks ago. So he's basically saying, okay, well, I'm not a liar. This source of mine is saying that this stuff is real, so we don't know who that source is. The source has gone on the record and said, somebody's lying here because I think I've had, and that's this link here, right? I think I have information. And it basically says, regarding Sly, though, I can't believe this. There are multiple sources all sharing things. Good sources, and they were just, well, we're wrong. I mean, he's basically saying, I'm dumbfounded. And that's kind of like Account NGT's thing too, right? It's I don't get what's going on here. So it's really quite interesting. There's some stuff here about Account NGT's leaking background, which I think is pretty interesting too. Goes into some Quantic Dream stuff, and then basically says, I still thank my community that supported me. I have something to say. Don't trust anyone on the internet, even if he has a good track record. Goodbye. What? So you're basically just saying, okay, well, I think I duped you all as long as I could, and my account is gone. So I just found it all to be really suspect, and it just goes to show you there is an importance to journalistic integrity on the internet. And while I know a lot of you guys will laugh at me, you'll be like, that's bullshit, like that's just not a thing. Who cares? It's important, especially in the, actually not especially in the gaming space, but let's go with that. Especially in the gaming space, because honestly, we need better journalists in this space. Now, I know what we're doing is not life and death. We're not trying to change the world with a game. We are providing a source of entertainment and escapism for folks who, like to lose themselves in these worlds. I'm one of them. I enjoy losing myself in a game. I'm currently playing Raft, a game I never thought I would play in a million years, because honestly, I just want something to unwind while the gaming landscape is kind of quiet. And right now, the gaming landscape is pretty dang quiet. So it just is a kind of perfect storm to, I guess you could say, out this leaker, whether or not he was a real leaker or not, or just somebody trying to pull chains. I just think it's all really funny. And for Jason Schreier, who is pretty well known in the gaming space, I mean, he's a reporter for Bloomberg. He co-hosts the Triple Click podcast. He's a New York Times bestselling author. Like, the guy knows the gaming industry. He has a lot of contacts in the gaming industry. So it's just kind of funny to me that all of this stuff kind of happened out in the public arena that is Twitter. And now we get to a point where, at the end of the day, I guess the point is, I guess there's no Sly Cooper or infamous game coming. Sucker Punch said so, and that's where we're at. So it's a little interesting story, a kind of a mini arc of don't trust everybody and anything you read on the internet, especially from folks that I guess aren't proven or haven't been through the gauntlet of the internet. Random accounts can be made very easily. I could type up something that says, World of Warcraft 2 coming out October 2022, and the internet would lose its mind if I showed some sort of whatever. What I'm getting at is don't trust everything you read on the internet. There's no Infamous coming. There's no Sly Cooper coming, at least for now.